We had been out of school 6 months. I was in my first year of college, and my daddy was teaching at Delgado, which is a trade school. He was a carpenter. And he'd say, I am 17 years old, 18, and he's telling me, you sit right there. That's how he was. You listen to my daddy, and you walk home. Yeah, you sit right there, so when I come, you're there. You know, and I was with my girlfriend. That's why when he tells me all this stuff, my daddy would have killed him and me later. So, anyway, it was freezing, and we had jackets on, but the two of us, both of us, were going, I mean, it was so cold, the wind was blowing. Well, Ralph had a broken leg. I didn't know that he had a broken leg. Jack, my brother, played football with Ralph. And I was there, so I got to see my brother, and plus it was homecoming.
She's sharing the blame here.
I'm just saying, And so he told me whatever I asked him was absolutely ridiculous, and I was just trying to start a conversation. And I don't remember what I asked him, but it was nothing to do with that. I asked him something about Ralph.
I asked him, hey, do you come here often? You know,
no, I did not.
She looked at me and said, aren't you cold?
No, I did not. And he's talking to, who's that guy? Mel? Mel. What's Mel's last name?
Win-win situation.
Yeah, what was Mel's last name? Remember Malcolm X?
Malcolm X.
That's who he's talking to. Malcolm X's dad. Well, Malcolm X's dad's dressed like an FBI man. He's got, those long coats, back those, and had those heads. I mean, he looked like a FBI guy, And then John, those are only two people standing up. He's there standing up talking to him. I'm right there. And I thought, that's weird. Two people standing up there sitting down watching the game. And so I don't know how, except I asked him something about Ralph. Yeah. And then I told him I was Jack Schumacher's sister. Yeah. And he said, you look cold. Do you want a blanket? And I looked at my girlfriend and I went, no, thank you. And that was like, okay, that was the wrong thing for him to ask me. I mean, I wasn't asking him for a blanket. That's how the blanket got in there, because then I thought, you guys weird.
No, I didn't want to. She must have it.
Your mama and daddy were sitting below us. And they had hot chocolate, blankets, they had everything. And he was just trying to be, I guess, nice, But I thought, I'm not used to somebody asking me if I need a blanket. Okay, I'm sorry.
Look,
so I thought he's weird.
Ziegler, and you were right.
Yeah, but I was like weird.
I'm just saying, the Zieglers aren't known for being forward men.
Yeah.
I was innocent.
We were all innocent to the women we met.
Oh, well.
We were all taken advantage of quite often.
I didn't know anything.
It sounded like you were really taking
Let's just say he had
I was
gone through
naive.
so
I didn't know what
many
was going on.
girls, more than all the colors in the rainbow. By the
Just
time
trying to survive.
And I told him, if we have girls, I don't want to have girls, just boys, because they dated every girl with every name.
That's called
Barbara
witnessing.
Jean,
That's
Susie.
witnessing, Mom. I was witnessing.
He was witnessing, yeah, that's what he was.
It was a church thing.
They go out and speak in tongues.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I bet you're.
I'm telling you, this is kind of getting deep for this young girl here.
I don't think I should be in here.
Because if she starts,
Laying on his hands.
Yeah, that's right. And being slain
You
in
don't
the
own a blanket,
spirit.
do you?
Please leave.
You don't own a blanket, do you?
Well, after you got to know his family, they would, she was done laughing. The first time, there's always, you remember, around the table, the guys and the girls, and the guys would give the girls terrible time. I mean, teasing
That
them.
never happened. You videotape it, aren't you?
I mean, really a hard time, they did.
I didn't hear what she said. What did she say? My brain.
The guys had it always planned to give the girls who came a bad time, their dates,
Oh yeah.
And so,
I believe that.
well, my mom used to make us play this game, True Confessions. And
did you really do that?
Yeah, and
Okay,
we'd sit on the
what he's
floor,
telling me now.
and my mother would spin this Coke bottle.
Let's go spin the bottle.
Well, yeah, but my mom
Your
was
mama
dangerous.
had the wrong.
She was trying to find out what we were doing on our date. So if it came to you, you had to tell what you did on your last date. And of course, the dates were changing quite regular. They weren't the same girls too often. They're the same.
You mean the witnessing opportunities?
Yeah. And so when it would land on Uncle
For
Harry,
Jesus. For Jesus.
he'd have he would maybe have the same girl, maybe different. And of course, he'd tell a different story about, well, we did this and we went there, and the girl would say, oh no, we didn't do that.
He
And then
wasn't
Robert
sure,
would
yeah.
pick up on it, but pretty soon they would have it in a lie. And, oh, you're lying, see? And my mother just
Embarrassed
enjoyed
and
it.
upset.
But I tell you, it would just go on and on like that, you know?
Well, that was
You
over
didn't
by
have,
the
you didn't have to have a
time
TV.
I came.
You just had that mom.
By the time I came, that was over, and you
Some
sat
poor
around
girl.
the dinner
It's
table.
torture.
But Jimmy was only about 12 or 13 when I started dating Uncle John. And Jimmy sat next to me, and he had it all planned. And I'm eating Thanksgiving dinner, and all of a sudden, someone is playing with my leg. I mean, rubbing my leg, you know, and going on. I'm thinking, and I'm like, what? Well, that was your daddy. I'm sorry, it was this guy. This daddy, and Jimmy bit me on the neck. And I thought, oh my goodness, these
This
are sick
explains a
people.
lot.
Well,
Just
when we
I'm
said-
trying to scare after crazy, that's all.
when
And
we
look,
said,
his daddy said to me, well, honey, you must have loved it because you came back.
when
That's what he said.
when we be at the
I mean, that
table,
was similar, but
when
he
we
was
be
playing
at the
with my
dinner
leg,
table,
and Jimmy bit me on the neck. Just to be.
my daddy sat here, I sat here, my mother sat here, Marty sat over there.
Otherwise, you weren't gonna behave yourself. Yeah, that's
Well, and so mom would be serving,
Oh,
I'd be tickling her leg.
put him on the leg.
She'd be trying.
That-
My dad said,
sweet.
"Boy, when you get a wife, I'm gonna play with her leg."
Before you get a wife, though. That must have been a kind of like a prophetic.
But
to be
it's
playing
like-
like,
like-
getting
Like
married.
Hadley brought home this girl named Deanna. Now the truth of the whole story is Hadley should have married Deanna. Okay, when he lost Deanna, his whole life went south. I mean, and I'm not sure exactly why they broke up, but her daddy was Catholic, and that was going to be the problem because we weren't Catholic. The mother was Presbyterian, and the daddy was strict Catholic, and Deanna loved Hadley. I mean, and look, she would come to our house from work. She would go to her house. She'd come to our house. She had a good house, but I mean, she just liked to. And look, we would all hug on her and kiss on her. I mean, love on her. You know, just
Y'all were little, I hope.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm 5 years younger than Hadley. He's probably 19, 20 years old. I'm 15.
Okay, and that's where Jimmy learned how to do all this. Okay. You know, I almost would think
but,
that nowadays I was a vampire now because all the vampire stuff.
I
but-
remember Deanna had a brother or sister, but she loved having all these guys hanging on her. And so at some point,
I'm not sure how it's supposed to.
it wasn't, the daddy died. It said, oh,
The
man,
tension too.
this opened the door, because now there's no Catholic tie anymore. And Deanna had been coming to church with us occasionally, and was enjoying it. Then the mother kind of got stiff-necked, as if to say, your daddy was Catholic, and you need to be Catholic too, in his remembrance, and blah, blah, blah. And I think there's a little bit more to the story, which I'm not ready to tell. But anyway, the mother got in between Deanna and Hadley. And next thing I know, because she had an engagement ring, next thing I know, Deanna's mother and Deanna came to the house to return the ring. And I've never quite, I don't know if you were there. I saw a side of my mother I'd never seen before. It's like, you don't come here messing with my kids.
Pretty.
I mean, she chewed that lady and spit out with the most kindness you ever saw in your life. I mean, she maintained her kindness, but boom, I mean, like a knife, you know. And so Deanna went on to marry a guy that she told her she would marry him. It was the last guy in the world. And Hadley went by the church just as she was getting in the car. I mean, he should have just run off with it if he had to, but. So it, you know, Sam was never the same before since then, and he never got over Deanna. But that's the way it was at the house. When you brought a girl home, it's like she was everybody's girl. And,
Nobody told me about that.
I remember.
I was going
Look,
to get bitten.
I remember I went to a Christmas party with this little blonde we were just talking about, Inez Cansian, and Robert walked right up to her and kissed her right on the lips. You know.
Really?
I mean,
mean, what in the world?
That's right.
I mean, it's
I
like,
mean, right in front
Well,
of
if
the guy and everybody else.
If you made through all this, it was okay.
Yeah.
It's acceptable.
What did you say?
I said, if you put up with all this stuff, it was acceptable.
Sharing and a sharing. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just saying. I have a feeling your dating experiences weren't quite the same. Well, they were maybe. You have to remove one figure to find out.
It's all a Ziegler trait because when Susan and I started dating, she came up to me, walked up to me, and kissed me right in the lips in front of everybody.
Yeah, I'm just surprised.
Well, now I really know why so well you fit here.
Well, the first time Ann came over to eat, we sitting at
Oh,
the
gee,
table.
that was a disaster.
And man, they just aggravated as no end. She just put a funk in this thing.
We sat down to eat. My mother had prepared this entire meal just for Ann. I mean, it quizzed Marty about what she liked, and I mean, everything was, and so,
It was meat pie.
I don't remember what it was, but I'll never forget some stares I got from my mother and father. But there was a girl named Lucy Castle, and she was a tall, blonde-headed girl. Her mom and dad, her daddy was a missionary and married a Chinese lady, and she had these real pretty Oriental eyes, and I used to call her Juicy Lucy.
Juicy Lucy, I know that one. I went to Juicy Lucy's steakhouse, and he said, "Oh, I know Juicy Lucy." Tell me a story about you.
And
I mean, it's Juicy's steakhouse.
I hardly, she was a Christian girl, you know. I know I went to her house a few times. I don't remember that.
Had a blanket. She owned a blanket.
No, she wasn't aggressive.
I love her.
She wasn't aggressive. She wasn't aggressive.
Please tell my grandchildren when I'm going, when they're older, that
And
the
so-
real story. Okay?
And so we had, it was graduation time for Marty, and he had these paper hats that you, like a graduation hat that you walk, and you go around getting everybody to sign it. And somehow or another, Juicy Lucy signed your daddy's hat twice, you know. So Hallie was picking on a little bit, and finally, about the time, I'm telling you, it was just coordinated. About the time my mother
like an ambush.
gave her plate, I said something about Marty. I saw your hat today, and Juicy Lucy signed your hat twice.
That was not nice. She did not.
Your mother did this, and the running train ice cold. And I got the worst
get in
staff, Mama. And she never ate a thing. Did not eat a thing. The guests.
You should feel terrible
Oh,
because your
yeah,
mama
yeah.
had worked. Oh yeah, your mama had worked so hard.
Oh,
Repent.
oh,
Daniel.
it was terrible. It was terrible.
That's his favorite part.
Yeah, Lord mercy, baby cry.
It happened. I mean, it all happened. It all happened just like that. I said that about the time she got the plate, and that was it.
I remember we
I was before me. Okay.
it was kind of like an unwritten rule that if you're going to be serious about a girl, you brought her to Thanksgiving. Because that would happen later for me, Thanksgiving. But I remember especially for Robert's kids, all those girls went through the kids. All Robert's daughter-in-laws, they went through the gambit. I mean, Robert gave those girls such a bad time. I'm sure Morgan smiled and just said, "Carry on, guys, carry on." But they really got the blunt of it.
I bet.
I think we're a little less difficult on Jamie than the rest of the ladies.
I gotta tell you, being from very far north, coming down to that, I was not prepared for the whole kissing on the lips thing. That really, I'm just like, whoa, sorry. She could, if we're gonna do the whole kissing thing, that was a bit much. I think it was Uncle Ralph or Uncle Jimmy, one of the two. And
They just did that.
and then they had, one of them had drawn this very voluptuous woman on this huge big piece of
Right.
paper, and I'm just kind of like,
Was that
For
Jimmy?
Thanksgiving,
what kind of family is this? Because I'm a little concerned.
Was that the year Grandma made clothes, or was the next year Grandma made clothes for the Thanksgiving, or was it a turkey bowl?
Well,
That was Jimmy's girl? The one he did?
Yeah, Jimmy's girl.
Jimmy did that?
Yeah, Jimmy drew
That was
that.
Hattie.
you know, we had the football game
Hattie
between
did
the
ours
Dates and
too, I
Yankees,
think.
and Jimmy would always make a this wall size drawing.
Banner.
One year he had because most of Robert's kids they all went to to Belchase High School, and then I think it was the Cardinals, and he drove a Cardinal sitting on a toilet one time.
Yeah, I remember that.
And another time was like, these are the things you long for. And there's this voluptuous woman and beat the uncles, you know? Things you can never have, you know?
Oh, I love it.